Hey guys, welcome back. If you can't tell, this is one of those nights where I'm off, but I still have to keep my midnight shift because I now work overnights, so I'm the only one awake. Anyway, if you can't tell by today's title line, we're going to look at Mint to Be by Colourpop. If this is your first time here, feel free to reach down and hit like. If this is not your first time here, feel free to reach down and hit subscribe, then like, either or, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But just know, the more you do, the more people actually get to see me, and I do enjoy, I do enjoy talking to people about makeup. I don't get many options in my day-to-day life on doing that because most of the people I work with are guys. Although recently, since I'm being moved to overnights, there's a lot more women. So I'm kind of excited by that, maybe. Okay, this is our palette. Mint to Be. This, I'm just gonna leave the plastic in there because it makes it easier to hold, is this. It is definitely, I won't call tie-dye, I'd say pastel themed greens. And my love of greens. So we've got Get Fresh, Mint Tea, Play It Cool, Seltzer, Mojito Mummy, Dementh, Ice Cold, Freshman, and Chill Factor. Let's swatch. I picked this up while I was surfing the site. If you guys saw my lilac one, I picked this up at the same time. Ooh, this is going to be very pale. Wow, they were not kidding when they said pale. Well, it's green. It's definitely green. It's just that kind of pale green. Ooh, okay. Ooh, that is icy. That is an icy green. Like, it is barely a green, but it is a green. How is everybody else doing, especially with our COVID stuff? I know a lot of people who have stopped wearing makeup because of COVID. Because, what's the point? And I think I have just run headfirst into it more. Ooh. Due to COVID. Like, I've definitely invested in more makeup this year than I ever have before. But I'm not disliking it. It gives me something to do while I'm stuck in the house and trapped. It's definitely like a tie-dye color set. I don't know how else to put it. Let's try our bottom row, our deepest shades. This last green almost borders on gray. Ooh. Okay, these definitely show up on my arm. Some of them don't show up so well on camera, but this is definitely like a pastel palette. So, which would probably be why it's not showing up super like hard. And it's not that it's lacking pigmentation, it's more a matter of basically the colors are meant to be that light. So let's put on our Too Faced eyeshadow insurance. Let's take a whack at this palette and see what we can come up with. We've got two eyes. Let's see if we can come up with two color schemes, or at least a little bit of a color difference in story. So what are you guys doing now that they're talking about locking everything back down? Or they have by the time this is posted? I don't know. We'll see. I am basically work and home. That's it. Because of this new structure, I am now on overnights, which means when I'm home, my little dude is most likely at my mom's being watched. My husband has him at nights, and in the mornings I have him in afternoons. Weirdly, I'm getting to see my son more now that I'm on overnights than I did before, but it is definitely putting more of a strain on my mother. And I am a little worried with me being exposed to so many people in the general public about her getting potentially COVID. But I don't really have a choice. I mean, essential worker. Well, it's not like they come up with an answer for having childcare. Most of the daycares in my area have gone out of business because of this. So many people who have just lost their everything, their livelihood, it's just terrible. Just straight up terrible. We're gonna do these two rows because I am feeling the middle and the far row. So let's see how this goes. I mean, I have worked consistently throughout this pandemic. I can say with certainty the essential workers have been, I mean, like the government extended that extra money for those that got laid off, and those of us that kept working got nothing, just screwed. So that wasn't great. Ooh, that is definitely a minty green. Got screwed, we didn't get any of that. I know quite a few people who never received that stimulus. My parents, for one, never received the stimulus, and yes, they filed and everything. They just never got it. And then when they tried to contact the IRS about it, they're having problems getting through the IRS because of COVID, because so many people are not there. Heck, last I heard, they still hadn't even gotten their tax return. So, that's pretty crappy. Okay, this is definitely like a springy tie-dye green palette. Ooh. Let's try the bottom one and see if it smokes anything out. You know what? No, let's not try the bottom one. Let's go kitty corner. Let's try this one. And I can't say that our stimulus, little bit that we got, really stimulated much of anything. For an essential worker having to fist fight your way through to get toilet paper, and not even at your own store because your own store's out. It's a little frustrating, this whole pandemic thing all around. Wish there was something I could say to my parents. My mother's and father are both technically disabled. I know about why it's so hard to get some of this stuff, why I wish I could get them more, but we don't have it in. And it's not even, ooh, that is icy. It's not even that Walmart's not trying, we are. It's just our supply chains are getting hit by this. I mean, the farmers get COVID too. The government had a lot of the raisers, the cattle ranchers, you know, the ones raising beef and pork and all that, when this all started, slaughter their stock. They couldn't process it fast enough through the slaughterhouses. I was working in Fresh at the time. They couldn't process it fast enough through the slaughterhouses. They kept going down with COVID, so they were just paying them to kill their livestock and bury it, basically. So we were warned that there was a good chance we would end up with low meat during the winter, just as, you know, finally catching up to us, and I have a bad feeling that's going to show up. I'm just, I don't know how it's going to go. A little nervous, not gonna lie. I know I'm going to have a job. I am essential. I am filling a grocery store. Ooh, okay, so this one, that first one you guys just saw me put on is a little chunkier than I thought it was gonna be. Looks like I will be cleaning my brushes tomorrow night. Let's try Dementhe in the corner. Okay, so it doesn't matter how you are wearing this eyeshadow palette, it is just gonna be a neon green. Not neon, but a pastel green. Then let's go into our last one, the darkest one in the palette. It's like a grayish green. I don't know. Anybody else starting to get whispers of lockdown, quarantine again? They are locking down Chicago again. We have seen such a massive spike. locally, regionally, Midwest right now is just a hot spot. Overall, hot spot. Yep, gonna have to wash my brushes. Okay, guys. It is cute. I'm not gonna lie. It's very cute. I mean, if you're looking for a super high color payoff, this might not be the palette for you, but if you're going for a tie-dyed look, this might be the color for you. If you're just insane over green, this might be the palette for you. Personally, I am super excited by Jeffree Star's Blood Money palette, but that's because I love just about anything in green. And I'm curious to see how his formula translates to the shades. I know green is a little harder to formulate than a lot of colors. So, you know, there's that. Okay, guys, tell me what you think. How's it going where you're at? I would say the Minty palette, if you're just starting off in makeup, this is a good one. If you're looking for a light green, this is a good one. If you're hoping for a high quality, I think we gotta remember green is a hard one to formulate. So their Lucky Me palette, I think it's Lucky Me palette, turned out really good. This one is just a little harder, just because I think it is all mint greens and pastels. Okay, guys, tell me what you think. Has anybody else tried this palette? Anybody else got an opinion on it? Anybody else get a hold of anything good from Colourpop? I'm looking to hopefully get the Raw Christie palette. We shall see, we shall see. Anybody think I should dye my hair? I'm really leaning towards dyeing it lately. My problem is with the kind of chopped up haircut I got, I'm pretty certain it's gonna look bad. The color won't look bad, it'll just make the haircut look bad. Okay, guys, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think. How's it going with COVID in your area? And remember, be safe. Wash your hands, social distance, wear your masks. Be safe, guys. Come on. Thanks and have a nice night.